Welcome to Ping 24 Updates, your daily dose of what's happening around the world. Subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. Breaking news. PHIVOLCS issues an urgent warning that could change the fate of millions in an instant. Experts now say an 8.4 magnitude quake could strike at any time with little to no warning. The Manila Trench, a massive fault line hidden deep beneath the South China Sea, threatens the very heart of the Philippines. In Manila, life goes on, traffic jams, laughter echoing in the streets, children playing, and families sharing meals, unaware of the silent danger lurking below their feet. Scientists are certain this isn't a question of if, but when. The science is clear and the risk is real. PHIVOLCS has monitored the trench for years, tracking every tremor, every subtle shift in the Earth's crust. Their data is clear, tectonic plates are locked in a relentless struggle, and stress is building with every passing day. The energy stored beneath the surface is immense, enough to unleash a catastrophic event that could change the landscape forever. An 8.4 quake would devastate one of the world's most densely populated regions, where millions live side by side in sprawling neighborhoods. The warning cuts through daily life, forcing everyone to confront a terrifying reality that most have never truly considered. The beautiful coastline, once a symbol of peace and prosperity, now feels like a dangerous frontier, vulnerable to nature's wrath. For millions, this is a personal threat. Families prepare emergency kits, parents worry for their children, and everyone wonders, are we ready for the first violent seconds? Seismologists point to maps and charts, their faces grim with the weight of knowledge and responsibility. The Manila Trench's long silence is unsettling. It's the calm before the storm, a deceptive peace that hides unimaginable power. This is the sound of a colossal spring wound tight, ready to snap at any moment, releasing forces beyond our control. When it does, the energy released will shake the foundations of modern life, toppling buildings and shattering lives in seconds. And as if the quake itself weren't enough, the full fury of the ocean may follow, sending towering waves crashing toward the shore. The South China Sea looks peaceful from La Union or Ilocos Sur, shimmering water, fishing boats bobbing gently, families laughing and playing on the beach. The horizon glows with the soft light of sunrise and sunset, painting a picture of tranquility that seems unbreakable. Life here moves at a gentle, unhurried pace. The sea is a constant companion, shaping daily routines and traditions. Fishermen mend their nets, children chase each other along the shore, and elders share stories under the shade of palm trees. But beneath this calm, the ocean hides a secret. The Manila Trench, a colossal scar on the seafloor, marks the place where massive tectonic plates collide in a relentless struggle. Subduction here is brutal, not smooth, a grinding conflict hidden from view. The Earth's crust is forced downward, creating immense pressure and stress fractures deep below. The trench stretches over 800 miles, plunging an astonishing 17,000 feet into darkness. It is one of the deepest and most dangerous places in the world's oceans. Most people here worry about typhoons, not earthquakes. Storms are visible, their warnings clear, families prepare, homes are secured, and everyone waits for the winds to pass. But the threat from the trench is silent and invisible. No warning clouds, no change in the tide, no sign that disaster is brewing beneath the surface. The sea can turn from friend to destroyer in moments. What was once calm and inviting can become violent and deadly with little warning. This deceptive peace breeds complacency. People relax, unaware of the true danger, and emergency drills are often ignored or forgotten. The daily beauty of the coast makes us forget the power lurking below. The sunsets, the laughter, the gentle waves, all lull us into a false sense of security. Yet, the energy building in the trench is a debt that will be paid. Every day pressure mounts, and the Earth's crust strains against itself, waiting for the moment to release. When that moment comes, the calm waters will become a weapon of mass destruction. Tsunamis can rise without warning, swallowing everything in their path. The horizon will turn from beautiful to terrifying in an instant. The sky darkens, the sea roars, and fear replaces peace. The sleeping giant beneath the sea is the real threat, silent, invisible, and always waiting. It is a reminder that nature's power is never truly at rest. The Manila Trench is an active subduction zone, a slow-motion collision of tectonic plates. The plates move just centimeters per year, but over centuries, that adds up. Their jagged edges get stuck, storing energy instead of releasing it in small tremors. It's like bending a ruler. Eventually it snaps. When it does, all that energy is released in a violent burst, a Mega-Quake. The southern trench closest to Manila is especially stressed and overdue for a major quake. This seismic gap means a massive earthquake is inevitable. The fault could rupture for hundreds of kilometers, shaking the entire country. The ground shaking is just the beginning. The seafloor's sudden movement would displace a colossal amount of water. This triggers a tsunami, waves racing across the ocean at jetliner speeds. The hidden giant threatens to unleash two disasters at once. The danger is real, and it's growing. PHIVOLCS' warning is grounded in decades of research, not speculation. Seismologists study fault histories and geological records for clues. The Manila Trench's incomplete record is alarming. Such a fault must release strain periodically. An 8.4 quake releases over 30 times more energy than a 7.4. The shaking would last minutes, liquefying the ground and toppling buildings. Scientists can't predict the exact day, but the fault is primed for a major rupture. The stress is at a critical level. A large earthquake could happen at any time. This is not a question of if, but when. The warning is a call to action, not fear. We can't afford complacency or hope it won't happen in our lifetime. The warning is a chance to prepare. Many disasters strike without any notice. Here, we know the threat and its scale. Science has sounded the alarm. Now it's up to governments, communities, and individuals to act. The time to prepare is now. The terror of a Manila Trench quake is its 1-2 punch. First the violent shaking, then the unstoppable force of water. In a matter of seconds, the ground beneath your feet becomes unstable, and the world as you know it is thrown into chaos. Seismic waves will slam into Manila and western Luzon within minutes, violent, chaotic, and deafening. Buildings sway, glass shatters, and the city's familiar skyline is transformed into a scene of confusion and fear. For coastal communities, the earthquake is only the first warning. The real danger is yet to come, and every second counts. The seafloor's sudden uplift, invisible to those on land, creates a massive displacement of water. A tsunami is born in the deep. Out at sea, the wave is barely noticeable. But as it nears the shore, it transforms into a towering wall of water, gaining height and speed with terrifying force. Coastal towns may have only 20-40 minutes between the initial quake and the arrival of the tsunami. In that short window, decisions must be made quickly. Lives depend on it. The chaos after the quake, injuries, blocked roads, and downed communications, leaves people vulnerable and disoriented. Emergency services are overwhelmed, and confusion reigns. In this moment, a greater danger is racing toward them, unstoppable and merciless. The tsunami is coming, and it will not wait. There's no time to wait for official instructions. The earthquake itself is the only warning you may get. Every second of hesitation could be fatal. The same quake that creates the tsunami often destroys warning systems and critical infrastructure, making organized response nearly impossible. First responders are likely victims themselves, struggling to help others while dealing with their own injuries and losses. Survival depends on individual knowledge and readiness. Having a plan, an emergency kit, and knowing what to do can make all the difference. Know that after a major quake, a tsunami is possible. Know your evacuation route and practice it with your family before disaster strikes. Be ready to leave everything behind and run for your life. Belongings can be replaced, lives cannot. The earth shakes, then the sea rises, a brutal, unforgiving sequence. Only preparation, quick action, and knowledge can save lives when disaster strikes. For Metro Manila's 14 million people, an 8.4 quake would be unprecedented. Skyscrapers, old buildings, and informal settlements would all suffer. Older structures would collapse, even new ones would be damaged. Infrastructure, bridges, rails, utilities would fail, plunging the city into chaos. Fires would break out, hospitals would be overwhelmed, and neighborhoods would become isolated islands. Meanwhile, on the western coast, a different horror unfolds. In fishing villages, homes topple and the sea suddenly recedes, a sign of the coming tsunami. Animals panic, a strange roar rises from the ocean. Villagers must abandon everything and run for high ground. Minutes later, a wall of debris-filled water surges inland, sweeping away all in its path. Urban collapse in Manila and coastal inundation are two faces of the same disaster. The scale is unlike anything the nation has seen. Preparedness is the only hope. A tsunami is a series of waves, not just one. The first wave may not be the largest. Danger can last for hours. Many survivors of the first wave are caught by later, bigger waves. The force comes from the water's volume and speed, not just height. Local tsunamis, like one from the Manila Trench, leave little warning, sometimes just 20 minutes. Natural warning signs are crucial: a strong, long earthquake, sudden sea level changes, a loud roar from the ocean. If you feel a quake so strong you can't stand or lasting 20 seconds or more, assume a tsunami is coming. If the sea withdraws or rises suddenly, evacuate immediately. Don't wait to see the wave. If you can see it, it's too late. Don't gather belongings. Lives matter most. Move quickly to high ground. The science is complex, but survival is simple. Heed the warnings, act fast. Your life depends on it. We've seen mega-quakes and tsunamis before. The 2004 Indian Ocean disaster killed over 230,000 people. Many had no warning. The earthquake was the only alert. Entire towns vanished. In 2011, Japan's quake and tsunami overwhelmed even the world's best prepared nation. Buildings survived the quake, but the tsunami overtopped seawalls and caused nuclear disaster. The lesson: even the best preparations can be overwhelmed. Prepare for the worst, not just the expected. Vertical evacuation, moving to upper floors, can save lives when high ground isn't accessible. Japan's resilience came from community cooperation and a culture of preparedness. Survivors knew the natural warnings and acted instinctively. These tragedies are blueprints for what to expect and how to prepare. The most critical factor is knowledge and mindset. The Philippines must learn from these lessons before it's too late. PHIVOLCS' warning is terrifying, but panic isn't a strategy. The best defense is knowledge and preparation. Start with your family. Make a disaster plan, know where to meet, and practice earthquake drills. Prepare a go bag for each person: water, food, flashlight, first aid kit, documents, and cash. These simple steps can save lives in chaos. Preparation must extend to the community. Know your neighbors, organize and identify evacuation routes. Community drills build muscle memory and resilience. A connected community survives better. We can't stop the earth from shaking or the sea from rising, but we're not helpless. Choose to be informed, prepared, and resilient. The scientists have given us the warning. Now it's our turn to act. Preparation, not panic, is the only path forward. Our survival depends on it. The time to prepare is now.